we have the South Korean government continuing to make bullish strides toward the crypto sphere here, it would appear, with them allocating well over $100 million specifically dedicated to be directly invested into crypto and metaverse projects. So stick around till the end to not miss any of what's going on. We also have Bitcoin, Ethereum, starting off with XRP. Currently under the influence of bearish robos in play ever since April of this year, and we have been saved from 52% in downside that has occurred. We are just patiently waiting for the return of bullish robos moving forward. Trading sideways here at resistance overhead, waiting for us. 46 cents is going to be, waiting to give us a hard time in any sort of upward moves that we may make. I do believe it is not impossible for us in the immediate short term here to make some kind of like upward kind of pushes toward overhead resistance before we make our way downward, foreshadowed by this, sort of weird blue price action here taken from not too long ago. So support is down below waiting for us. 30 cents is going to be a key level to consider. Hopefully we can, interact with it in a more bullish manner, though 25 cents will be the strongest horizontal level at the moment. You can invest 20%, your 20% support-based investment ratio at my 25-cent level at the moment, unless we can, really print some bullish price action along 30 cents, or if we find ourselves back above 46 cents, whichever comes first. We can invest 50% based on EngineeringRobo's bullish confirmation. We have the Buy For, Golden Cross, and Super Robos in play. With bullish confirmations, we have seen tens of percentages in gains, and bearish confirmations have saved us from tens of percentages in downside. We just go with the flow as it goes, But we have this price action taken from, this sort of range between November of 2020 there, so pretty much all the way into March of 2021. We've dragged it over and kind of brought it down a bit here, and we can just see how it interacts with my sort of levels here. We can potentially anticipate a dramatic range of sideways interacting with my 46-cent level, kind of highs near that sort of price, also presenting lows near 17 cents where we do have a support level, all within a relative period of months before continuing upward after. So if price action were to print out a similar pattern, I do believe it would unfold in a manner sort of similar to kind of how it is drawn out here. I just like how it correlates with my key levels. Obviously, we won't interact with it exactly. I very much anticipate interaction with 46 cents before we potentially make our way downward to, 17 cents, at least 25 cents in my opinion. With bearish robos in mind, we do potentially consider continued sideways and or downside. But confirmations may suggest otherwise, and we will just go with the flow and act accordingly. And that remaining 30%, if you've been following along, can be invested more comfortably when we find ourselves above this solid descending trend line, whenever that may be. I mean, we can, use some sort of like short-term kind of levels like that even seem to semi-correlate with that foreshadowed price action, though it would take a while to get there. The steeper the descending trend line here, the less favorable I find it, in my opinion. But let me know down below your thoughts on XRP currently. So South Korea, a nation known for its strict crypto regulatory stance, is betting on the metaverse. The government will invest over $177 million directly in various metaverse projects. The decision to invest in nascent metaverse tech makes South Korea one of the first national governments to do so. The investment came under the Digital New Deal program set up to invest in emerging technologies. The National Fund would first be utilized to build a metropolitan-level metaverse platform which would allow citizens to access various government schemes and services virtually. Known to be a technologically progressive nation, South Korea has taken proactive steps to promote the nascent technology of blockchain. It was among the first governments to introduce blockchain use cases for government offices, which set the precedent for other countries to follow. But find this article in the description. Lots going on here. Continued adoption and or use cases, continued movement and integration of blockchain technology, somehow, Web3, NFTs, the metaverse, one way or another, Bitcoin and or crypto just seems to be a big hit, yo. Looking at Ethereum, here it would appear overhead 1933 as resistance, down below 1687 as potential support. Hopefully we can hold these levels as we trade sideways dramatically over the following months. Here it would appear we have brought over some price action taken from back in June of 2021. I'm actually not a huge fan of that sort of forecast here. We're going to potentially take price action from slightly more recently if we were to consider sort of February of this year. If we sort of take this little section of price action, this may, forecast a, perhaps a rather much more significant sort of form of price action here that may play out for us, that may look kind of more realistic in terms of sideways moving forward. We have price action correlating kind of much more nicely here with this foreshadow moving forward. This forecast present suggests that we may sort of bottom out kind of near current prices, rally up toward resistance overhead at 2320 waiting for us. Interacting with my horizontal levels along the way. Though, as we can see, a projection occurs and we return to current prices perhaps near August of this year. And so I do believe this is a kind of much more realistic form of price action that may play out in terms of sideways over the following sort of months here this year. In terms of bearish robos in play, we do anticipate continued sideways and or downside. So going with the flow of crypto and watching out for Robo. Looking at Bitcoin, you already know, 20% at support, 30% when we're above the downtrend line, and 50% when EngineeringRobo returns to a bullish state. $28,422 seems like support forming, though we do anticipate potentially a $20,000 Bitcoin before we return to previous all-time highs, and then six-figure levels based on the soon-to-be revealed fear and FOMO zones. Accumulate here during times of extreme fear. Go, oh no, take profit when Robo says there's FOMO. Watch out for $188,000 per Bitcoin as a far more reasonable market top. We are going to pull some price action from kind of March of 2020 more recently here when we interacted with the fear zone. We're going to drag it up to kind of current price action and kind of slap it where we entered the fear zone, because that's where we're attempting to base this off of. And so in these sort of two forecasts, it would appear we have price action recovering rather dramatically in this first instance, or we have this kind of lower trading sideways that may occur. In my opinion, I do anticipate over the following months here, trading sideways kind of toward October, November is more realistic, though we may recover more dramatically based on what really occurs. No one can really see the future, though it does tend to kind of look rather similar to the past for some reason. Let's take some better price action here. Actually, if we were to do something like that, perhaps that would look more fancier here. Perhaps we can recover and get out of the fear zone by July, end of July of this year. That would be cool, though. We go with the flow. Let me know down below in the comment section your thoughts on